Xin Chao, what's up everybody? Alright, in this video we're going to talk about the Apax scam. So, hot off the presses of me getting scammed out of thousands of dollars and a bunch of other employees getting scammed out of thousands and thousands of more dollars at a company. This seems to be, unfortunately, somewhat a common thing in Vietnam. You know, it's really unfortunate that I had to make that video, and sure, some people love that I got screwed. Sadly, you know, trolls went over to the Posh page and said, oh, so good to get rid of Chris. You know, it kind of shows you how off they are about things, you know. It wasn't just me that got paid, it was, you know, very good. As my boss at Posh would say, very good. So let's talk about the Apax scam, the teaching scam, what not to do. It's very easy to not get caught up in these places. First and foremost, if a place is going to tell you they're only going to pay you cash, don't work there. If the place is going to not get you a TRC and a work permit, don't work there. If you're going to a upstanding school that actually cares about you and wants you to be employed and do a good job and actually teach well, they're going to provide you with a TRC. They're going to provide you with a work permit, and they're going to get you all that stuff before you even start the job. Like, they're going to do a long interview vetting process. You've got to have the proper accolades in each thing to do this. So you have to have a college degree. You have to have a TEFL or a TESOL certificate, and you have to have usually some kind of experience in a teaching field. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to be a teacher. I got a degree in fashion or liberal arts. Let me go be a teacher now. Get it, boy? you're gonna have to have requirements to get a proper job here. Now, it has been proposed, as we talked about in other videos, that they want to drop a lot of those restrictions because it's getting hard for them to find people that meet all those requirements. Like, ideally, your college education would be in teaching of some sort. And then you would have a TESOL and experience in teaching as an expat overseas, which that already lowers the numbers significantly. Now, if you are a teacher here and you're working legitimately and you have a TRC and a work permit, feel free to drop a comment on how much you're making and how's it going. You definitely want to avoid places like Apax. You know, they've shut down, I think, 40 plus locations around Vietnam in the past week for, what do you know, non-payment, not paying their employees, not paying their teachers. Even though they probably should have been wiser and never took a job that was only cash and didn't have a proper contract and there was no work permit or TRC offered. You know, all the expats that had worked at Posh were promised a work permit if they already had a TRC and a TRC. Of course, none of these things came to fruition. You know, it was all just smoke shows and lies. And, you know, I recognized what was happening pretty quickly in my situation. But, you know, I was helping a friend out. Like, and I've known this guy for a long time and he's legit. And, you know, sometimes you ignore spidey senses. But for me, lesson learned. I already knew better not to do it, but at the end of the day, you know, I had enough additional income and I worked hard enough and I go out there and I do these videos every day and, you know, I put my effort forth. So I had enough money to cover what I lost during that, you know, month of not getting paid and putting all that work in. You know, would I have liked to have never made that video and just gotten paid and moved on? Sure. But, you know, the thing that really, really pissed me off with that situation was when they threatened me. Like, who are you to be a coward and call me and tell me to not come in or not mention it or not do shit? And they didn't know I was a YouTuber, you know? What are you gonna do now? Now you threaten me with a gangster and now your video has 3,000 views in less than 12 hours. It'll probably, that video, the scam Posh, will probably have 20,000 views in a couple weeks. What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna bring a gangster now? Like, their best bet would be to just pay. I'll pull the video down and, you know, everything's Gucci. But they're not going to. They're not going to pay any of us. And I don't think they ever intended on it. I don't know why they bought the club and why they did that. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if moving around money and like investing in things and putting more debt on debt works like it does in America. It's where you can avoid taxes. I'm sure there's something like that going on. I'm sure it's some kind of evasion of some sort. Again, this isn't for fact. This is just hearsay, theories, and stuff like that. But if you're going to be a teacher, research the place where you're going to teach. Make sure it's a reputable location. Make sure you get your TRC and your work permit before you even start working there. Make sure you have a signed contract, written and notarized. That's how things are done here. You can sign a contract here, but if it's not notarized, it don't mean shit. So you need to have all your ducks in a line to make sure everything's legit here. So somebody asked me to make the Apax video. A couple people did. Because it's all around the news now. Like, again, your red flags are gonna be, we're gonna pay you in cash. There's no contract. There's nothing to sign. There's no work permit. There's no TRC. There's just promises. In Vietnam, there's no such thing as a handshake deal or a promise or any of that shit. Everything's gotta be down the line, written signed agreements, notarized, and paper in hand before doing things. And as far as like me ever doing something like what I did again, you pay me up front. I'm not walking into something unless you pay me up front, you know? I'm a talented DJ. I've been doing it for 20 plus years. I had an amazing mentor in LA that is a top DJ there. She works at numerous big clubs there. She's a resident DJ at literally 2 of the biggest clubs in all of LA. She world tours. So I know what I'm doing. That's why I was hired for my position at Posh, because my buddy knows her and I know him, and we were all in the inner circle. People ask me if I'm mad at him. Nah, he didn't do shit wrong, man. He did a great job. Me and him, we worked the hardest at that place. You know, we put in maximum full effort, like beyond. You know, I hired a whole DJ team. I had 3 people. I taught them how to DJ in a Western style instead of Vina House and Vina style. I showed them how to get new music that's relevant to now. You know, me and one of the girls, we were crushing. We were doing back-to-back sets. We were playing new Skrillex, the ATB stuff that was just at Coachella. Hello. We were doing really good, you know, like every night I DJ'd at Posh, I got $100 USD tip or more every night. You know, I knew what I was doing and I knew what the clientele that they were bringing in wanted. So everything went well there until it didn't. And now the doors are closed. So I know I'm not going to get any money, but I don't want you to fall scam to any of this stuff. You know, I am loyal to my friends, so I'll do things for them that I wouldn't normally do in my regular life. So I think that's really the video. Avoid working for Apax. Avoid working a job here of any kind where they say they're going to pay you cash. There's no work permit offered or TRC. If you're going to legitimately work here, TRC's 1, work permits 2, contracts 3. Don't do any of these 3 things. Don't do anything for the business until you fulfill those 3 things. And that's that. It's as simple as that. So I couldn't have made it any easier for you. So if you're gonna come work here, if they don't have those things, don't take the job. Don't take the cash bullshit. Don't do any of that. I film this way. Ladies always think I film them. I don't want to film any ladies working on the bar. I'm not that kind of guy. Oh, she got some lotto tickets. So that's the video, guys. I hope this is helpful for some of you that are looking to take a teaching job here, or a worky normie job like I was going to take here. So just make sure you cover your bases. Make sure there's a contract. Make sure there's a work permit. Make sure there's TRC. Make sure you have it ahead of time. Don't do 1 minute of work unless you have these things. So thank you so much for watching. As ever, if you want to do a food tour, sign up for the Patreon. If you want to do a nightlife tour, sign up for the Patreon. If you want to do a lady bar tour, sign up for the Patreon. If you want to do a Japantown tour, sign up for the Patreon. I can show you all these things, what to do and what not to do. So if you want to check out a review of the Patreon tours, there's going to be one on Patreon tonight, so it'll go live. We were going to live stream tonight. Unfortunately, the food tour ran late. I had to shoot YouTube content. We will be live streaming a shit ton in Thailand. It will be off kick.com, Fat and Broke. So kick.com/Fat and Broke. Make sure you follow me over there. That is the home of the live streams. We will be dual streaming off YouTube and Kick for the first week when we're in Thailand to get all of my YouTube people over to Kick. Kick gives me 95% of the money comparative to where YouTube takes, 35%, Twitch takes 50%. So we've got a much better deal going on at Kick. That's why I'm going over to Kick. The terms of service are better too. I can talk and kind of do what I want. So as ever, I hope you guys have a great day, morning, evening. Stay frosty. Thank you for watching. Peace out.